Lottie gang, what's good? You already know the vibes, throw the fours up in the chat. It's day 3 of Big Guard Bootcamp. Now, a little adjustment that I want to make to this series real quick. I know that last year y'all saw me go through, basically taking y'all through what a week of Big Guard Bootcamp looked like. Day after day, you know, I was going into the gym, shooting whatever workout I had for that day, going home, editing it that night, and then posting it the very next day. And I did that for 7 days straight. I don't want to take away from how authentic and transparent the series was in that light. However, I want y'all to be able to track kind of the pros and cons of this bulk throughout the entire journey. So one adjustment that I'm gonna make to the series for this year is that I am not going to do it in that exact same format. This is the 3rd day in a row that I'm showing y'all the workouts, and I haven't really been showing my diet. However, this is what we're gonna do. Today's workout, we finally got a cameraman, shout out. I wanna thank y'all for helping me get to the point where we can start getting other people involved. Back at Fitness Connection, same gym that we've been at this whole time in Charlotte. No, I'm not in Canada anymore, but we're gonna hit a shoulders and arms today. And like I said, y'all are going to see some of the adjustments that we make, especially towards the end of the workout, where it's bulking as a hooper, maintaining these movements and things that we gotta do on the court while putting on as much muscle as possible. Y'all know what the priorities are. I'm not gonna keep going through that same breakdown every single video, but make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. And let's not waste no more time. This pre-workout is hitting. So I got that itch. Let's go ahead and get in the gym. Before we get too deep into the workout, shout out to Nocta providing the pump cover. These sweats is mad comfortable and they not coming off of this routine. Now the pump cover, the shirt, is hard. And I got it in green and gray. But like I said, this pre-workout kicking in. We're gonna head over to the turf for our first round of warm-ups real quick. Like I've been saying, since day 1 of Big Guard Bootcamp 2.0, I've learned so much coming out of this 2nd season of professional basketball, especially from my strength and conditioning coach on the team. Shout out to Jonathan Williams. We're warming up with the resistance band. It's shoulders and arms, so we're warming up the support system, making sure these joints move like butter. And y'all already know, we got long arms, so I also don't have the biggest arms. They're not OD skinny, you know, they're a little defined, but come on, y'all, summertime, beach season. I'm trying to look good when I take my shirt off at the beach, all right? Resistance band gonna be our best friend, especially during the warm-up session. Gotta make sure these joints is moving like butter. Gotta make sure they stay protected. The last thing that we want is to not be able to brace on the court or not have proper range of motion as we're putting on all this muscle, because at the end of the day, it means nothing if it's not functional. Yes, we wanna be bigger, we wanna be stronger, but we gotta be able to move in the process. But now, I feel like I'm low-key contradicting myself with this first workout, but we're gonna head over for some shoulder press. We're not gonna be focused too much on stability. First thing that we're doing, we're gonna move over to the plate-loaded shoulder press. That way we can load up as much weight and put as much tension on the muscles in our shoulders to start, while we still fresh in the gym. I know I don't sound like it, but trust me, we still fresh right now. Let's head over. It's about time to get locked in. Good warm up. Part of limiting the stability demand allows us to focus on hypertrophy. This is the segment where I like to call hypertrophy for hoopers. First set, we're just gonna warm up. I think 1 plate on each side is fine to go through the motions to start. Just wanna make sure that everything is feeling good. Like I said, we gotta stay safe in the process. Also, y'all know, I'm not a bodybuilder, I'm not a power lifter. I'm just a hooper who likes to pick up heavy shit. However, with that being said, do not get caught up in the numbers that I'm pushing. Don't get me wrong, we're starting off light, and I'm trying to sound as least cocky as possible when I say this, but we are gonna be pushing some serious fucking weight. I don't want y'all to get hung up in the numbers. I want y'all to see the routine, the movements, and know the purpose behind everything. Now, I did set up the seat a little bit higher, because another thing that I've learned throughout my journey, fitness, you know, this past year playing professional basketball, everything, the stretch of the muscle in the lower range is just as important as the contraction. So I moved up the seat to make sure that we were getting full range of motion. We're not stopping here. We're getting all the way down here so we can get a full stretch in the shoulders, pressing up. Now this is just a warm up. Everything is feeling good. I'm not gonna exert too much energy during this warm up. But notice the plate loaded machine has locked me into, damn. It locks me into a fixed motion, so there's not a lot of room for adjusting my hand position, but that's where we focus on the target muscle. No stability demand, no stability demand. God. That's a good warm-up. That's a good warm-up set. It was good. Nice to meet you, man. Nice to meet you.
I didn't know you was in.
Yeah, I just got back from Canada. What you hitting today? You look a little, bro, got a good frame on it. Hold on.
I did triceps, chest, and shoulders.
Chest and tries. I swear, I ain't lift chest. I've only lifted chest once this week so far. I wanna hit chest again so bad, bro. I got shoulders and arms for today, so it's nowhere near the worst day. You play football or basketball? Football? I'ma guess running back. Yup, see, I told y'all I used to play, I'm nice with it. It's nice to meet you, man. I'm gonna see you again before I get out here, all right? W Gym Community, W Gym Community. We've moved up a significant amount in weight, 6 to 8 reps on these. Now, first set, I usually like to put it at a weight where I feel like I could get close to failure with 8 reps. Oh, we got this, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, damn. Thought we had it, come on. 5, 6, 7, whew, come on. Failed on 8. Yup, we can leave it here. I ain't gonna lie, we need that single arm work. Y'all already know we don't want one arm stronger than the other. I already made that mistake during puberty. If you know, you know. First set of shoulders, oh God. But we're not done. Now we're gonna move on to one of my personal favorites that's blowing my shoulders up, lateral raises with them dumbbells. I'm gonna meet y'all over at the dumbbell rack. So now, we're moving on to my personal favorite, lateral raises. It's gonna give us that nice wide shoulder look. I'm starting off with 45s, okay? I had to work to get to this point. Like I said, don't get caught up in the numbers. But with these lateral raises, a lot of y'all are doing your lateral raises with your arms straight out here. Y'all know that's not how we do them over here, okay? Pick the dumbbells up, rotate them forward, slight bend in the arms, and then we lifting them up, dear Lord, lifting them up almost at a Y angle here. Not capitalizing on too much momentum. I usually get at least 12 of these, pushing these as close to failure as possible because we got 4 sets. I'm already knowing the pump is gonna go crazy. Whew. We still got 3 more sets of this. This is the part of the bulk that I hate. But if I don't do it, who will? Takes pain, takes pain. I told y'all I didn't hop on the stringer wave. I never would have thought that I could fill out my frame to the point where I'm personally comfortable wearing something like this. But y'all see, we got a good pump going in the shoulders already. Once we get to the point where we've got the frame that we want through the bulk, and then we cut a little bit more of the body fat, and we get that OD level of explosiveness back, me as explosive as I can be at a solid 210 to 215, somewhere in that range, that shit is so scary compared to how I was when I had OD level explosion, but I was only 185. I can't wait. No way I'm plotting on the cut and I ain't even done with the bulk yet. Cut gonna go crazy though. Y'all know I got these long ass arms, but we still trying to add some size on. Now we know that the tricep, I almost said tripod, dear Lord. We know that the tricep is what makes up the majority of the size of your arm. That doesn't mean that we don't want a good bicep peak. We're gonna start off with some bicep curls. You know, we want bigger biceps. I got long arms, you know, I'm a hooper, so it's the advantage on the court, but a little bit of a disadvantage when it comes to hypertrophy. We're gonna take advantage of time of detention, so we're gonna curl it up. We're gonna keep the muscle contracted and turn into a hammer curl. Full range of motion so that we can work both heads of the bicep throughout the entire movement. Keep that contraction, turn it back. Shout out to my boy Adam Banks. He's the one who put me onto this movement. And if y'all see his arms, they may not be as long as mine. Pause. Bro got some size on his arms. Gotta give credit where credit is due. We're moving on to the landmine setup. Now, granted, like I've been saying, main focus is hypertrophy, don't get me wrong. However, the landmine setup actually is great for transfer of power from the lower body to the upper body. So, in a sense, I'm going to be doing a push press, split stance push press, with a little bit of oblique rotation to make sure that as my body is putting on all this weight, my joints are able to carry all of it. Also making sure that my body is accustomed to moving at this weight. Split stance. I'm gonna have the landmine on the shoulder, bottom range of motion, kind of sideways. And I'm gonna be in a slight squat, but I'm going to press. I'm pushing the majority of the beginning. The momentum is coming from my lower half. I'm going to push and rotate. Notice how I'm on my toes on my back leg. Y'all see that? I'm gonna push and rotate. Push, rotate. Transfer of power. This is how, you know what I'm saying? That's what we get that on the court, all right? LeBron James special. Pump looking crazy when the sweat starts kicking in too. Oh man, I hope y'all know I wasn't always built like this, all right? I'm gonna put a picture of myself on the screen of what I used to look like before I started lifting weights seriously. We've come a long way. So now we're moving into our last two workouts. We're heading back over to the turf. Well, really just to the power racks. because I'm gonna do some rack cleans with a light weight. Now, the reason I'm doing rack cleans with a light weight is because, don't get me wrong, it is somewhat of a full body exercise similar to the Landmine setup that we was just on. However, I'm not putting most of my focus on my legs with this one. This is about moving the weight with my upper body as fast as possible. Part of bulking as a hooper, even though we're trying to put on as much muscle as possible, we need to make sure that our muscles are functional, able to react and able to move at the speed that we need them to move to, that we need them to move at. Dear Lord, I can't talk, I apologize. With these rack cleans, we're getting the majority, we're starting off the movement with a little bit of power from our lower half just to get the weight up, but everything after that is the upper body moving the weight as fast as possible. So you're gonna see me clean, jerk, and that's one. And we're gonna knock out about 3 sets of that. I'm gonna start off with just the 25s, and we're not gonna go heavy with this movement. Even though y'all have seen me rack clean heavier than this before. Way heavier than this. Y'all have seen me power clean 225. Y'all have seen me rack clean around the same weight. But we're focusing on moving the weight as fast as possible, not necessarily moving the heaviest weight that we can, if that makes sense. I don't even want my headphones for this one. It's simple. And honestly, I'm making a game time decision. We're gonna wind up moving away from the rack. It's just gonna be a hang clean. And a little bit of a stretch at the bottom of the range of motion for the shoulders too. We can afford to move up a little bit. This light work, we got this. Come on. Whew. We can move up. So we're on to our last workout of the routine, and thank God, because I am gassed. The good thing about today is I have a little bit of a break, more than a little bit, I actually have a few hours of a break between the lift and my shooting session tonight. I'm going to talk about an underrated aspect of training as a basketball player, and a little bit of an underrated aspect of when it comes to wanting to dunk, jump higher, everything like that. Hand speed, all right? A lot of y'all have neglected the portion of jumping when it comes to the arm swing, which is why we work our shoulders, which is why we did all that resistance stuff, which is why a lot of the highest jumpers in the world have good traps, because they go through that arm swing to force all of the momentum that they have going laterally, vertically into the air. That's where the core comes in also, but today it's a shoulder and arms day. So now, hand speed. All I'm doing, if y'all wanna be able to have some serious power and speed on that windmill, punching on dudes as you putting on muscle, hand speed is crucial, especially when it comes to ball handling. Kyrie got great hand speed. Steph Curry got great hand speed. The best ball handlers in the world had good hand speed, along with the best dunkers. All I'm gonna do is take this medicine ball and go right back to the basics, but I'm keeping my core tight the entire time. So I'm a little flexed. The core keeps everything stable. I'm a little bit flexed. And all I'm gonna do is take this, what is this? I ain't got no grip on this medicine ball either. So this is gonna be a little bit of a challenge. I think this actually might be 10 or 12. There's no weight listed on here, but it feels around 10 to 12. All I'm doing is wrapping it around my waist just like this, but I'm going both directions, 15 reps in each direction, and I'm going as fast as I can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12, 13, 15. Woo! A little bit more of a pump in the shoulders, keeping the shoulders mobile in the process too, because this isn't a normal movement that you would work in the weight room. But like I said, we're not a bodybuilder, not a power lifter. I'm a hooper that likes to pick up heavy shit. Let me get a little bit of a rest, and then we're gonna knock out one more set before we go see what our final pump is looking like. This is also teaching our body to strengthen the core in a stability standpoint. Rather than always working your core by flexing and expanding, core is keeping everything stable, so I'm not, Y'all might see a little bit of the movement coming in, but I'm trying to limit that as much as possible. I'm gonna drop the weight to focus more on speed. And if you don't have a medicine ball, you could always do this with a regular basketball too. So I actually just got the confirmation that was 12 pounds. This is 8 pounds. Yep, you can see it right there. It feels significantly lighter. Whew. That's it for today. Let's go to the locker room and see what this pump looking like. During this bulk, I've learned that I store a lot of fat. Well, I already knew this, but I store most of my fat in my obliques, and I'm on a skinny frame, so my abs kind of naturally show, especially since I put so much work into building the muscle. But as I've been in a caloric surplus, I don't store a whole bunch of fat on the front layer. So I've noticed I've lost my lower two for the most part when I'm not flexing, you know, just at rest. Lost my lower two, don't really have a lot of definition in my lower stomach. That's where that sugar is sitting, you know what I'm saying? But I can still flex, you know, get it back. I think a lot of people can do that though. Whew. V-line is still there, not as defined. I'm a naturally kind of vascular person. I know y'all see it in my biceps, everything like that. But as far as comparing my physique now to where I was over last summer, I've definitely put on weight. I'm carrying a lot more mass. Don't make fun of me in the comment section. I don't really know how to pose. I told y'all I ain't no bodybuilder, I ain't no power lifter. One of my favorite poses coming up. Posing is work, because y'all see I'm sweating even a little bit more. Now, as we go into the shooting session, side note, I actually love when I'm able to meet my followers in person. So if you ever see me in person, don't be afraid to come up and say hi. I swear I'm an approachable guy. But unlike the previous shooting session that we had on our last upper body day, today we're doing a lot of shooting off the dribble. Not only are we trying to shoot off the waist to keep the muscle memory intact, but we're also working on our pickups to make sure our jumper stays fluid off the dribble. Trying to eliminate all hitches and wasted movement when we get into our jumper. And we talking off both hands. Most players shoot better when they picking up with a non-dominant hand. This is because it's easier to get your hand behind the ball when getting into your shot pocket. However, we gotta make sure our jumper is fluid no matter what hand we pick up with. And don't forget, we talked about hand speed earlier in the workout, and it's coming back full circle because we also want to be able to get our shot off as quick as possible without rushing. Imagine being able to sell the downhill drive and then stop on a dime and pull up with ease. Now, we started off with soft jumpers around the rim off the dribble to maintain a soft touch. And you know it's not a real workout unless we hold ourselves accountable at the free throw line. Gotta make sure we knocking down the easy ones. But I also get into a series of dribble moves and pickups, mainly working in the mid-range for today. Pull-ups, snatches, step backs, even post fades. Obviously, I'm not gonna make every shot. But even though my arms felt tight after the lift, we're trying to make sure the jumper stays as consistent as possible. Gotta train through that muscular fatigue. This is where the fourth quarter comes into play. But all in all, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Big Guard Boot Camp. Y'all already know we got more workouts on the way, so make sure you like, comment, and subscribe before this video is over. Feel free to watch the rest of the shooting session, but y'all know the vibes from me. It's peace, love, and happiness to everybody. Continue to stay safe and continue to stay on the grind. Big LOTTI gang, 4's up. We out.